Hey everybody, it's Matt Farnham here, leader of Team Farnham Real Estate here, Crown Point Realty. Hope everybody's having a great summer. School is back in session. I love that school's back in session. I am back to my routine that I am used to and I enjoy. I think summer's too long. The kids get bored. Put them in school. It's good for them anyways, right? So, hey, a couple things. Team Farnham is doing fantasy football. We're so excited. We actually had to turn some clients away. We invited you guys to join us in a fantasy football league. So we did our draft last night. So we have a 14-team league, which is a little bit more than some people prefer, but I love it. I think it's more interaction. Team Farnham's probably going to kick butt and take the trophy. I'm just saying. We're happy with our draft and our picks, but it's going to be fun. So thanks for everybody who's participating with us in that. And then also, I want to announce a video series that I've launched. It'll be also a podcast. So we're rolling it all out and trying to get in the groove of getting the content out consistently in the right way. But it's called Real Life at Level 10, and I'm talking about insights of real estate leadership and personal growth, just that I've gathered and learned, some the hard way over the last 16 years. Just helping a lot of families buy and sell real estate. So, anyways, hope you find value in that, and you'll see a lot more coming out about that. So let's talk about this looming recession. I need to have an opinion on this because that's all you hear every day, it seems. I'm seeing a video after video, radio, TV, conversation, water cooler talk. Everybody's talking about this recession coming. Frankly, I wish everybody would calm down just a bit because I think we're talking it into existence much quicker because everybody is very fearful of what's happening, what's coming, what's it going to do to housing. And that's specifically what I want to talk to as the housing piece of it, because I know a lot of my friends and family clients, look to me to get some insight on that. So we'll talk about that in a minute. But I did look up the Business Dictionary definition of recession. So let me read that for you. It's a period of general economic decline, defined usually as a contraction in the GDP for 6 months, which is 2 consecutive quarters or longer, marked by high unemployment, stagnant wages, and a fall in retail sales. A recession generally does not last longer than 1 year and is much milder than a depression. So I just want to talk about that for a minute. People think, are we repeating the 2008, crazy Great Recession that we went through? No, I don't think we are at all. But specific to housing, where I probably have more of a valid opinion, it's completely different, and I'll explain why. But in the comments below or the email below, you'll see a few different resources I'll provide for you, one of which is an image. I respect these guys a lot from Keeping Current Matters. It's a blog that I subscribe to that provides great insight on the nationwide national real estate market. But you'll see that over the last 5 recessions, homes actually appreciated 3 of the last 5 recessions. So as you'll see on that graph, 6.1% in the 1980 recession, homes went up. In the 1981, they went up 3.5%. 1991, they went down only 1.9% during that season. 2001, they still went up 6.6%. And then, of course, 2008, which is fresh on everybody's mind, they went down 19.7% nationwide. Las Vegas, way more than that, as most of us know. But the difference with that is the housing market and mortgage market is what caused the recession, significantly different than today. And the best way I can explain the significant difference about that, I mean, most of you know that lending has been much more conservative since we've recovered out of that huge recession we had, 10 plus years ago. But this is what I find really, really interesting, is the equity borrowed against homes. So I looked it up, and I'm going to put the resource in for you below, or in the comments or commentary below. But there's a USA Today article. Now, this is a 2017 article. So this is a couple years ago, but it was the quickest resource I could get my hands on to share it with you. But let me read this section from it. It says, Americans borrowed an average of $181 billion annually against homes, the equity in their homes, from 2000 to 2003. Before the reckless borrowing of the housing bubble, this is a New York Fed economist, he found this information. But from 2012 to 2015, as housing's recovered, they borrowed just $21 billion annually on average. So that is about 1/9 of the amount of money people are taking from their homes compared to what they were doing before the huge crash in 2008. That is significantly different. There is so much equity in homes across the country right now. Home prices would have to fall. I mean, even if they fell significantly, there would still be tons of equity in homes. Therefore, it can't lead to this big foreclosure crisis again because there's too much equity. The market would have to crash nationwide like 50% to drain that equity out. I read another article, I think it's somewhere north of 60% of nationwide home values are equity right now. So there's just a ton of equity in properties, which is significantly different than 2008. So I hope that makes sense to what I'm saying. If not, call me, email us offline. Would love to connect with you and answer any questions you have about the point I'm trying to make here. So overall, my opinion, the market's good. It's a good time to buy. Interest rates are just stupid low right now. Most of our clients, depending on credit in their portfolio, but we're seeing them go into the threes, the mid to high threes on their interest rates, maybe low fours, depending on credit, things like that. But the rates are so good right now. And let's just say that the housing market does slow down a bit when we do come into this economic slowdown that we are very likely heading into. But let's say home prices fell 5%. Let's just say it, for instance. I just want to make sure everybody understands that if you're worried about that monthly budget, which 95% of home buyers are more concerned about that budget, if home prices were to fall 5%, and let's say the interest rates went up a half a point. So let's say rates are at 4% and they go to 4.5%, but the home price went down 5%. You pay the same for the house. As far as the monthly budget's concerned, those wash out. That's how significant that interest rate is when it comes to the total cost, of that property. So there's more than one factor of just, will the market soften a little bit on prices? We don't know. We'll see. Hopefully they stay stable or still trickle up a little bit, like 3 of those last 5 recessions they did. But anyways, that rate versus appreciation, depreciation is a big factor. I want to make sure you guys understand that. And right now I was talking to actually Scott Reynolds' team, Evergreen Home Loans. You guys know Scott. I do a ton of work with Scott over the last 15 years. But we have a client right now who's working with him on the Home as Possible program. It's a Nevada Housing Division program for school. They have a lot of different buckets of this program, but one of the newer ones is a teacher program. And we have a client getting ready to lock in a 3.25% interest rate, get $7,500 towards down payment closing costs, but a 3.25% rate on this program, which is insane. So is it a good time to buy? Absolutely, while the rates are this low. And there's more inventory on the market now than there's been in the many months past. So you have more options to look at. It's really a great time to buy. So I wanted to share that. Just a quick market stats to just kind of knock that out with you. The median price for single family homes is at $303,000 last month, which is pretty flat. It was actually down 0.3% month over month. So it's a flat month, 303,000. And up about 4.5% year over year. So a 4.5% appreciation year over year is a much more normal market, historically speaking, which we've seen over the last 12 months. And then also, as far as inventory is concerned, the available homes of single family on the market right now, month over month, is completely flat. It was changed 0.1%. So available homes without offers today is exactly what it was last month. So that's stable. But it's still up 63% year over year. There's 63% more homes available on the market today than a year ago. But we've been talking about that for months and months. So the total effective inventory right now is 2.5 months, 2.6 months of inventory actually of homes available. But remember, that's specific to the home criteria. So if you have a big 2-story without a pool, nothing really significant, there's easily 5+ months of inventory for that type of product versus maybe you're under 300,000 in a 1-story. There's probably a half a month of inventory with that type of product. So back to that real life at level 10, go back to episode 2, where I talk about absorption rates, and I really explain in detail what I mean by all that. So episode 2 of real life at level 10, hopefully you'll see a lot more of those coming out, like I said, in the near future, but go check that one out specifically. So all in all, the market's good. The world's not falling apart. I hope this was valuable. If it is, please share it to a friend or family member that you think could get some value out of this content, help understand what the market's doing and what this recession might be all about for housing, specifically. Home sellers, it's still a good market, but listen, you have to price your home correctly. We are no longer in the market where we get to price it up here and play this game because it will cost you money in the long run. It absolutely needs to be priced correctly at market value. And of course, we'll guide you through that process. But we're learning very quickly we're no longer in the market where we can afford to play that game. So anyways, you guys, hope summer's been great. Look forward to catching you soon. Stay tuned for our next announcement for our next Friends and Family event that we're planning right now. We're excited about that. I appreciate all you guys. Continue to refer us out. We're grateful for that, and share this content if it's helpful. All right, guys, take care, and we'll talk to you soon. Thanks. Bye-bye.